I think the next subject is that we had promised to hear a certain story today, Raghu. We were promised, and I believe
Okay.
that story is named
Naked
"Naked Man in the Box."
Anyway, it's a good story. But all right. If before, should I share it now? Is that what
As
you
you like, but I think we owe it to the people.
Okay. We were talking about the soul is conditioned, how the soul becomes conditioned yesterday. The
You said, I
condition.
think you said, who is the me before the programming, right?
Oh yeah, it's an important point because we all want to find ourself, the search for self. And so anyway, I had this very interesting experience when I was on tour with my band when I was a teenager. My band was called Youth of Today. And back then we were traveling around in a van and we never had a place to stay. We just stay at some kid's house or some kids who lives with their parents. And we were in Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C., extremely liberal part of America. And so our band stayed there. And it was a group of like maybe 10 people who rented a big house. And so the guy who putting on the show for us said, okay, you can stay here. So it's always a little awkward going into somebody's house that you don't know. And, you have some small talk in the kitchen. And then I said, hey, can I use the bathroom? And they said, yeah, go upstairs, a room on the right, there's a bathroom. So I go upstairs and I go a little shocked as I go into this room. It's a bunch of kids live in a house. Usually it's a little messy, I get a little shocked because first of all, there's nothing in this room at all. No furniture, no like window shades, no nothing. But sitting in the middle of the floor is a grown man with a beard, completely naked, building a wooden box. And I sort of like walk. Yes, you've heard it correctly. It's just building a box out of wood, like with tools, naked. And I thought when I opened the door, I was like, oh my God, did I walk in? I said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the bathroom. And he doesn't even look up at me. He just goes right over there, like points to the bathroom door. I was like, So I go in the bathroom. I'm thinking to myself, okay, Raghunath, be open-minded. What's the big deal? People are, he's building a box, big deal. Why is this so weird? Be a little broad-minded. You are trapped in your small-minded thinking that everybody has to be the same and dress the same and look the same. There's a man building a box in the middle of the room. It's no big deal. So after the bathroom, I get out and this guy's now he's like, have you ever seen a guy like struggling with a screwdriver? Like he was like that, except naked, which makes the whole thing even weirder. And I was, my opening gambit was the obvious. Hey man, what are you building? And he's like, it's this damn box. Can't get this screw in without splitting the wood. And I was like, why are you naked? And then he stopped. He put down a screwdriver and looked at me and said, what am I supposed to be wearing? Caught me off guard with that one.
Anything.
And yeah, that's what I said. I said, I don't know, a pair of jeans. I don't know, a pair of jeans. I didn't know. I really wasn't expecting that answer. So he said, why should I be wearing jeans? Because someone sold you the concept that boys wear jeans, that's why I should wear jeans? Because someone told you how I should, what frocks I should put on my body? Because someone programmed you that a body has to be covered in a certain type of fashion? No, not me. You are just somebody's puppet. You are a puppet of consumer culture. You are a puppet of the man. I was like, and I just sort of like walked into that. And so here's my point. Because he brought up this other point. He goes, why don't I dress like with long socks and knickers? And like he said something like a colonial hat, like a Minuteman, like how
That's where you got that
17. That's where I got it from the other day. Okay. From a colonial America. Why don't I dress like that? He goes, don't you understand? You are just being programmed every moment to be somebody. And who is doing the programming? And so he brought up a good point, the naked man in a box. The point is, what is the original program?
Hmm.
Later on, while we were all downstairs, I was thinking about this. We were all having a cup of coffee. He came downstairs wearing a dress. And all the other guys in the band were like, what the hell? We're all 18 years old. A guy in a beard and a dress walking into the kitchen. But it didn't bother me much. I was like, hey, okay, man, have a good day. I was like already privy to it. But
You
the
were already
idea is
enlightened.
like, what is the original programming of the soul? Is it a dress? Well, why wear the dress then? Why not wear bear skin or something like that? So the idea is, and even with psychiatry, we were talking about this the other day, what is the original programming? Okay, I understand. I'm incredibly, I can't trust people. I can't, I suffer from extreme anxiety. I have love. I can't open my heart. My heart is shut down. Whatever I might have some psychological problem that's keeping me from having healthy relationships, healthy dynamics in the workplace. But where is the psychiatrist taking me back to? What is normal?
Hmm.
And we look at other people. Well, am I supposed to fit in? It's like, I don't want to be normal. Am I supposed to fit in? All these people are slaughtering animals. They think that's normal. All these people, maybe I should just hang out with gardeners who are planting all the time. Maybe that's normal. What is the normal? And so this is a big question, I think, in our spiritual path. And that's why Naked Man in a Box is such a relevant story. What is the normal? And the problem is parents tell us what normal is, isn't it? Like, I think you should go to business school. People making money in this world go to business school. And we get pushed into a career path due to what is a healthy normal. I know so many people who become lawyers, don't want to even become a lawyer, just they got pushed into medicine and law just because they were both making financial abundance. That's normal. What is the norm? And then people say, I don't want to be bitten. I don't want to be caught up in the workplace. I want to get back to something natural. I want to move out of this country, become an expat. I want to just surf. And then they get into whatever, surfing culture or whatever it is. We're trying to find out what is the original me. And we've looked at ourselves in the mirror of normal, of what high school was like and what a jock was like or what a surfer was like or what a businessman is like. And that's been a mirror trying to find myself. Is that me? Should I work towards that? And the yogis have a different mirror. And that mirror is explained in the Gita, in the Bhagavad, in the Yoga Sutras, in the Vedanta Sutra. The mirror is you are a pure, eternal soul. You're eternal. You're actually fearless. You're a boyam. You have no fear. You are actually filled with internal wisdom. You are blissful, right? It's called Sat Chit Ananda. Eternal, filled with knowledge, filled with great joy. Try this on as the mirror of what you should be and see if it works for you. Like I tried on the businessman. It didn't work for me. I don't like business. I like gardening. I tried on gardening and I liked it, but I found like all my other gardener buddies were whatever it is. See, it starts to hone you into what you actually are underneath even our ministerial responsibilities. And so we say, try this on and see if it fits. You're eternal. You're filled with joy. You have inherent knowledge, and you're born to give love. See how that tastes. See if that suit of clothes fits you well. If you say, well, I'm not blissful, the yogis say, then you're doing something wrong. It's okay that you're not blissful. You should understand, but that is the normal. Bliss is the normal. What do you think of this, Gustave?
It's a fascinating. It's interesting. Somehow, the fact that you said they put on a dress just took my mind in a particular place, and it's in a yogic place.
I want to go there.
Well, because in other words, I think I hear this story, and I think, okay, this is an interesting character, this naked man with the box.
What a character, right? You can't make these stories up.
Yeah, but what I think he's
struggling, nude.
But I almost see that as like he's got an intuition, but he's got no guidance, right?
There we go.
And so, but he's fooling around with something that like the yogis fool around with. Like the idea is, how do I shed myself a false identity? Right. So like my thought was, he put on a dress. Like when he finally put on clothes, he put on a dress.
Mm.
Now, maybe that had something to do with the sense of sexual identity. But my guess is that he was just saying, okay, well, if I want to put on clothes, I'm not going to fit in and do exactly what
Yeah.
society says. I'm going to put on a dress instead.
Yeah, I don't think he felt feminine. I think he just
Right.
wanted to make a statement like, I'm not going to fit in like you.
Or even, I mean, whether it's him trying to make a statement or him trying to even break his own sense of false identity, right? Like the more that I will not engage in the path that society is laying out for my own clarity, rather than even an external statement. Now, my guess is probably mixed with an external statement, but
Right.
the way that there are these types of yogis called the aghoris,
The Agories, yeah. They're
which
interesting. They're an interesting crew, the
yeah,
Agories.
and the idea that with them they do all this wild stuff, and I don't recommend any. But they're into like I'll live naked in the crematorium, or and I will eat out of a skull, and
They
I will
slit their tongue.
they do all kind of wild stuff. But the idea is like to break any sense of identity. What is in this world? Is anything good or bad? Is anything clean or unclean? Let me eat out of the skull and let me cover my body and all kind of disgust. They do wild stuff
Right.
with the idea of breaking the false identity. Now,
There's something cool about that as well.
there's something admirable about it, admirable about it. But at the same time, I think I don't see a lot of good examples of people that can work through that and come to a good place and so on.
I'm with you.
But what in Bhakti Yoga, the idea is that, hey, you can wear clothes. That's not a problem. That's fine.
Right. You can wear
clothes.
right.
You open up by talking about the Nitya Dharma. There's the eternal Dharma that we have, which is the Satchidananda that you're talking about. And then there are the temporary Dharmas, temporary roles that we accept, but we know they're temporary roles. I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a business person, or I'm a this, or I'm a that.
Right.
We go into it with the clarity of knowing that this is not who I am. This is not my eternal identity. But by beginning to serve, the service is my eternal identity. The happiness in that divine service is and let me begin to serve in this role. Let me spend a certain amount of time of day stepping out of that role in my meditation, right? In my meditation, let me box off a certain amount of time where I'm going to even let go of that role.
Mm.
Then let me step back into my role in this world in a practical way, always working towards that eternal Dharma, that eternal identity, which will be revealed by the grace of the holy name, ultimately by the grace of God. Right.
I like.
All right.
I like.
Naked man in the box. Let's pray
Box.
for him. Prayer for naked man in the box that he may be.
Now the Joe's like, oh, imagine if he's tuning in. He's tuning in right now. Like, damn, that was me.
Naked man in the box. We love you.
Imagine if someone like Jeff Eisenberg is like, that was me. I was naked man in the box. I can't believe that was you. That wasn't you, Jeff, was it? Okay.